Have you ever wondered why, in this fast-paced, hyper-connected world, so many of us still feel broken? Why does pain, emotional, physical, even spiritual, linger? No matter how many apps we download, self-help books we read, or routines we follow? If that question hit a nerve, don't scroll away. This video might change your life. Because what if healing didn't require something new? What if the key to your peace, your clarity, your emotional balance wasn't in the future, but in the past? Stick with me till the end, because we're diving deep into ancient wisdom, the kind that has weathered centuries, survived empires, and healed people long before the modern world even existed. And if you're ready to reconnect with that timeless strength, make sure to subscribe, like, and watch till the end, because we're unlocking something truly transformational. This isn't just a video, it's a journey back to the roots of healing. Let me take you back, way back. Imagine a quiet courtyard in ancient Greece. The sun is warm, the marble stones glow gold, and an old man sits surrounded by a few students. He's not wealthy, not powerful, not famous, yet kings and warriors, merchants and poets come to him for guidance. His name is Epictetus, a slave-turned philosopher, and he once said, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." That one sentence, more than 2,000 years old, is still echoed in modern therapy rooms. Why? Because it touches the heart of how we suffer, not from what happens, but from how we interpret what happens. This ancient Stoic principle is more than theory. It's the foundation of cognitive behavioral therapy, used by psychologists around the world. It reminds us that our healing doesn't start with changing the world. It starts with changing our perspective. Now let's shift from Greece to India. Thousands of years ago, on the banks of the Ganges, sages would sit under trees, eyes closed, not escaping the world, but understanding it. From those meditative silences came the Upanishads, texts that whisper truths about identity, pain, and peace. One line says, "You are what your deep driving desire is." Think about that. In our world of endless distractions, we often think our healing will come from outside. A better relationship, a better body, more money, more validation. But this wisdom points inward. What are you truly desiring at your core? Because that desire shapes your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. Ancient Indian philosophy doesn't promise instant gratification. It offers something better: liberation from suffering through self-awareness. It tells us, don't escape pain, understand it. Don't numb your feelings, witness them. Let's travel again, this time to China, to a humble man with a long beard and quiet steps. Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching, the father of Taoism. He once wrote, "To heal is to touch with love that which we previously touched with fear." Our modern world teaches us to run from pain, to hide it, bury it, distract ourselves. But Lao Tzu reminds us, true healing isn't running from pain. It's reaching into it with compassion. When was the last time you sat with your wounds instead of covering them up? We scroll, binge, consume. But ancient wisdom tells us, stillness is power, acceptance is strength. Softness can dissolve even the hardest pain. And then there's the wisdom from our own bodies. Yes, ancient healing wasn't just about the mind. It was about the whole being, mind, body, and spirit. In the ancient science of Ayurveda, every ache, imbalance, or illness was seen not just as a physical issue, but a sign, a message from the deeper self. Your headaches? Maybe not just stress, but unspoken emotions. Your fatigue? Maybe not just lack of sleep, but disconnection from purpose. Ayurveda teaches us, don't treat symptoms, treat the root. Don't rush, rebalance. And most importantly, your body is not the enemy. It's your messenger. Now let's bring it home. In today's world, healing is commercialized. We're sold solutions, quick fixes, surface-level relief. But deep down, you know this. Real healing isn't quick. It's not flashy. It's not always pretty. It's raw. It's deep. It's often lonely. But ancient wisdom gives us a map. Let me give you 5 principles, drawn from these ancient traditions, that you can start applying today. Number 1, detach from the outcome. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you gave them everything? Your time, your energy, your vulnerability, even parts of yourself you didn't know you had? And despite all of that, they still left? I want you to pause right here, not to scroll, not to click away, but to truly sit with this question. What were you expecting in return? Loyalty, forever? A love story that would end in happily ever after? You see, we don't just love. We attach. We build castles of expectation in our minds. How they'll hold us. How they'll text back. How they'll stay. And when reality doesn't match the movie in our head, we feel betrayed. But the ancient Stoics, they knew something about this kind of pain. They understood that expectation is the root of suffering. There's a powerful teaching by Epictetus. He said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Now I want you to imagine this. There's a man, maybe just like you. He meets a woman who makes him feel alive again. The late-night conversations, the laughter, the electricity in every touch. He thinks to himself, this is it. She's the one. But slowly, things change. The calls become less frequent. The messages shorter, the energy colder. He panics, tries harder, sends long texts, buys gifts, apologizes for things that weren't even his fault. Why? Because he wasn't just loving her. He was clinging to an outcome. He needed her to stay to feel worthy. But here's the twist. She eventually left, and he broke. But months later, he discovered Stoicism. He read about detachment, not detachment from people, but from control. He realized, I never had power over her choices, only over mine. He began to heal, not because the pain disappeared, but because he let go of the fantasy that love owed him anything. Now let me ask you, what if your heartbreak wasn't a punishment, but a mirror? What if letting go of the outcome isn't weakness, but freedom? Because here's the truth. You can give someone your purest love, but you can't force them to receive it the way you imagined. And that's okay, because your peace was never meant to be held in their hands. So do you, the lover, the dreamer, the one who gave it all. Detach from the outcome, love fully. Show up honestly, but hold your worth in your own hands. Because when you stop chasing outcomes, you finally make space for real healing, and maybe even a love that stays without force. Number 2, turn inward, not outward. Tell me honestly, when they left, did you blame them? Did you sit there staring at the seen message at 2:14 a.m., wondering how someone who once swore they'd never hurt you just walked away? Did you scroll through their photos trying to find clues? Did you ask your friends, was I not enough? Did you cry rage, beg the universe to bring them back? I know you did, because we all do. When our hearts break, we rush outward. We want answers, reasons, closure. We chase the why in their silence, instead of sitting quietly with the truth that hurts most. The why might not matter, but here's where ancient wisdom whispers something powerful. From the sacred texts of Vedanta comes this line, "You are not the storm. You are the witness of the storm." Let me tell you a story. There was a woman, maybe she's a lot like you, soft-hearted, loyal, deep. She gave herself to a man who promised her the stars. He said the right things, held her the right way, and for a moment, it felt eternal. But slowly, he drifted. He grew distant, cold, until one day, without a reason, he disappeared. She tried to fix it, sent him voice notes, rewrote the ending in her mind 1,000 times. She told herself, if only I was prettier, more fun, less emotional. But none of it brought him back. Only silence. That silence nearly killed her spirit, until one day she found a book, a thin ancient book in a dusty shop. It spoke of Vedanta, of the self that is not the body, not the pain, not even the thoughts, of the true self, unbreakable, untouched by rejection. And she began to ask a different question. Not, why did he leave me? But why did I abandon myself in loving him? That shift changed everything. She stopped blaming him. She stopped needing closure. She realized he was never the source of her happiness, only a reflection of the love she had inside her all along. So now let me ask you, what if your healing isn't out there? Not in their apology, not in their return, but right here within you? What if you turned inward and finally met yourself? Because Vedanta doesn't ask you to forget them. It asks you to remember yourself, to come home to the version of you that existed before the heartbreak, before the begging, before you confused love with attachment. The moment you stop looking outward to be saved is the moment you start healing from the inside out. So breathe, close your eyes, and ask not, why did they hurt me? But what part of me still needs my own love? That is where healing begins, not with them, with you. Number 3, embrace the flow. Let me ask you something you may not have admitted out loud yet. Are you still fighting for a love that already let you go? Are you replaying old conversations? rewriting moments in your head, hoping that somehow if you'd said it differently, stayed calmer, loved harder, they wouldn't have left. It's okay. We all do it. Because deep down, we were taught that love is something we can win back, that if we do enough, say enough, change enough, they'll return. We resist. We chase. We grip the past with bloody hands, refusing to let go. But what if that resistance is what's really breaking your heart? You see, the ancient Taoists believed something radically different from modern love stories. They said, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." They believed in flow, the gentle, natural current of life. Like water, moving through rock, around pain, under grief. Now let me tell you a story. There was a man. Let's just call him you. You met someone. You laughed. You stayed up late. You told secrets you never told anyone. And slowly, you fell in love. But one day the rhythm changed. They became cold, unavailable. They pulled back. And you pushed harder. You texted more. You over-explained. You tried to convince them of the love that once felt effortless, but nothing worked. It felt like trying to hold water in your fists. The tighter you squeezed, the more it slipped away. And one night in total exhaustion, you stumbled upon a line from the Tao Te Ching that read, "Water is fluid, soft and yielding, but water will wear away rock which is rigid and cannot yield." That night something clicked. You realized you were the rock, rigid with expectations, stiff with fear. And in trying to control love, you forgot how to feel it. So you did something you'd never done before. You let go. You stopped chasing. You stopped writing drafts of texts you'd never send. You just allowed. And the moment you surrendered to the flow, the pain softened. You could finally breathe again. Now I ask you sincerely, what are you still trying to force? A conversation? A closure? A reunion? What if I told you that love, the real kind, never needs force? That healing, like water, moves through you when you stop blocking the flow? Because here's the truth. The river doesn't resist the current. The flower doesn't beg the sun. And you, beautiful, broken, soft-hearted you, don't need to chase what is already fading. You just need to trust the flow. Trust that what's meant for you will not run. And what runs was never yours to begin with. Let go. Let it hurt. Let it pass. And let the flow carry you somewhere gentler, somewhere truer, somewhere finally at peace. Number 4, honor the body's messages. Let me ask you something vulnerable. When they broke your heart, did you sleep like you used to? Did your chest feel light? Or did it tighten every time their name popped into your thoughts? Did your appetite vanish? Or maybe you craved everything and nothing at the same time? Be honest, did your body feel like it was carrying a ghost? Because here's what most people never tell you. Heartbreak isn't just emotional, it's physical. And your body? It remembers everything. Even the pain you tried to pretend didn't exist. Ayurveda, the ancient Indian science of life and healing, says something profound. When the mind is in pain, the body whispers. But when we ignore the whispers, the body starts to scream. Now I want you to imagine this. There was a girl, just like you. She loved deeply. She made him her home, her safe place, her everything. But one day he began to pull away. The text slowed down. The warmth in his voice faded. And then the silence came. No explanation. No goodbye. Just absence. She told herself she was fine. She went to work, smiled at friends, posted photos like she was living her best life. But behind that smile, her body was keeping score. She started waking up in the middle of the night with a racing heart. Her skin broke out. Her digestion turned into knots. Her back ached like she'd aged 20 years in 2 weeks. She thought, maybe I'm just stressed. But Ayurveda would have told her otherwise. Because in Ayurveda, your body isn't just a machine. It's your companion, your mirror, your messenger. That tight chest, unspoken grief. That stomach pain, emotions you refuse to digest. That constant fatigue, the soul's cry for rest, not just sleep. She finally saw a holistic practitioner who didn't just ask what she was eating, but what was eating her. And that's when she broke. Tears, truth, relief. Because for the first time, someone saw her pain without her needing to explain it. Now let me ask you, what has your body been trying to tell you? What pain have you buried under productivity, performance, or pretending you're okay? Have you been treating symptoms while ignoring the source? Because here's what ancient healing teaches us. Your body doesn't betray you. It protects you. It won't let you lie to yourself forever. So instead of numbing the pain, pause, put a hand over your heart, and ask, what are you trying to tell me? That's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's healing. Because when you begin to listen to your body, you begin to finally truly listen to your soul. Number 5, practice radical stillness. Let me ask you something most people are too afraid to answer. When was the last time you sat in total silence with no music? No scrolling, no calls, no distractions, and just listened? To your own soul? Hard to remember, isn't it? Because in this noisy world, silence feels like punishment. And after heartbreak, it can feel like torture. You sit alone in your room at 1:47 a.m. Everyone else is asleep. The messages have stopped. The laughter, the plans, the little "I miss you" texts, they're all gone. And all you hear is your own breathing, your own thoughts, your own pain echoing in the stillness. So what do? We run, we open Instagram, we start a Netflix series. We call someone, anyone, just to escape that haunting quiet. But here's what ancient wisdom has always known. Across every tradition, from the Stoics to the sages, from Lao Tzu to the yogis, stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is sacred. It is in stillness that we finally meet the parts of ourselves we've been avoiding. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy broken by love. The kind of love where he thought she was the one. They planned vacations, wedding colors, baby names, but she changed. Or maybe he didn't notice who she really was from the start. Either way, the ending came, brutally and suddenly. He spiraled, tried partying, posting, pretending, tried new girls, new gyms, new goals, but nothing worked. He was busy but not better, distracted but not healed. One night, too exhausted to keep running, he sat by the window. No phone, no music, just silence. And in that silence, he cried. Deep, ugly, unfiltered sobs that had waited months to rise. But he didn't push them down. He stayed, still, breathing, present, and in that sacred stillness a quiet truth whispered. She left, but you're still here. This pain is real, but so is your strength. You are grieving, not broken. You see, stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing the one thing we avoid most, facing ourselves. In stillness, your nervous system resets, your soul exhales, your wounds become visible and ready to be held. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you let silence speak to you? Not judge you, not shame you, just hold you? Because when you stop running, numbing, chasing, you begin to remember you are enough without them, without the noise, without the chase. So find a quiet space today. Sit, close your eyes, and just be. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but keep breathing, because in that stillness, you'll finally meet the version of you who never needed fixing, only loving. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a man, successful on paper, broken inside. He had wealth, friends, relationships, but also panic attacks, insomnia, and a deep sense of emptiness. He tried everything modern: therapy, medication, travel. Nothing lasted. Until one day he visited a small monastery in Nepal. There, an old monk told him something simple. You've been seeking escape. Try surrender. For the first time in years, he stopped running. He stopped blaming the world. He sat, breathed, reflected, and in that quiet surrender, something shifted. The pain didn't vanish overnight, but it began to speak. And when he listened, not with judgment, but with presence, that's when healing truly began. So let me ask you now, what are you running from? What wounds are still bleeding beneath the surface smiles and "I'm fine"? What have you tried to bury that needs to be brought into the light? Because here's the truth. Ancient wisdom is not locked in temples or scrolls. It's alive, in your breath, in your stillness, in the way you choose to respond. Right now, if you've made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're a seeker. And you're not alone. Thousands of years of wisdom are walking with you. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to return to yourself, and maybe, just maybe, that's what healing truly is. Before you go, if this resonated, if a single sentence cracked open something inside you, like this video, subscribe for more wisdom that grounds, heals, and empowers, and share this with someone who's carrying silent pain, because we all need reminders that healing doesn't always come from moving forward. Sometimes it comes from looking back. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.